just wanted to make a quick video. How to do your taxes in 2026. Quick answer to this is you don't. If you guys want some type of change, you gotta band together. You gotta do something. Somebody's gotta do something. And nobody's coming to save us. You're your own hero in this story. I've said it many times. You don't pay your taxes. You don't pay your property tax. You don't pay your car registration. What do you think happens if everybody in your town does not get their car registration? Police are just going to spend all day pulling everybody over. And now listen, maybe the first week or two, yeah, cool. Then what happens? The jail, it's overcrowded. You think they're going to start taking people in on non-violent warrants? Probably not. You've seen it during COVID, right? Sure, there's going to have to be a select few of us that, are in there. And then after, everything calms down in a couple months and they're like, you know what, fuck it, we'll start listening, they will release all those people. Pretty sure of it. If not, continue to raise hell until they do. Right? So if everybody in the town collectively says, fuck you, nope, my car registration, the color's still the same, the VIN's still the same, the tires are still the same, everything's still the same, and I still gotta register it, now go fuck yourself. See how it works? Seriously. Y'all do it. They're going to be like, well, there that went. Pretty quick. Promise you. Just saying. Promise. Think about it. Just think about it for a little bit. Let's say there's 50,000 people. What's your local jail? What's the limits on being able to hold? How many people can it hold? Oh, not that many? Maybe, let's say 2,000. Well, how fast? It's pretty much already at its limits, I guarantee it. So how fast let's say they have 120 spots open. How fast do you think that's going to fill up? And then they're going to have to start rejecting people like they did in COVID-19. You know what I mean? The taxes. The income tax. Same thing. The whole United States collectively says, hey, no, fuck you. Fuck you. Property tax? Fuck you. Sales tax? Nah, I'll pay you the money or whatever. Throw the tax out of there. Fuck you. I ain't doing it. See how fast the stores are like, we got a problem here. We got to sell something. Because there's a thing called overhead cost. If they don't sell anything, they can't have employees. They can't have electricity in the stores if they're not making a profit. Just saying. Just saying. I mean, you just got to think these things through. 300 and something odd million Americans. And let's say 100 million of them don't pay. You think they got 100 million spots in jail open? Fuck no. Fuck no. Let's Google that real quick. Let me just do something real quick. Open this. How many open jail cells are there in America? There are approximately currently held in various blah 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 state prisons, jails. Okay. We're probably going to get a virus now. Federal, mail, this just gives you statistical data. Doesn't tell you how many are open. Yeah, it doesn't tell you how many. Let's say this thing, go back real quick, 1.9 million, okay? Let's say it's at 75% out of 2 million, or 50% out of 2 million, because I'm not that great at math. That would mean there are 1 million spots available. If they're at 50, I know they're above 50%. They're probably more approaching 90. So let's say they got like 200, 300,000-ish. We'll go on average, like, let's say they have 500,000. You got 100 million people you need to put in jail. And you know how fast the government works to get things done, right? So how quickly do you think they could build these facilities? Probably not pretty fast, because they're going to have to get their permits. They're going to have to get their EPA involved. They're going to have to get their Treasurer's Department involved, and accounting, and 900 other fucking things. So how fast do you think they're going to build these facilities? Years? A decade? By that time, shit's already negotiated out, baby. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, just stop and think about something for a second. If every single, you, me, everybody, even 1/3 of us, say, go fuck yourself. They've been doing this to us for years. Hitting it with the, go fuck yourself. Just hit them with one of those real quick. Just saying. 1/3 of us do that? That's 100 million? Think they're going to put 100 million people in jail? They couldn't afford to put 100 million people in jail. You know how many people you would have to hire? How many immigrants have they got now in the United States? How fast and well has that gone? Let's say there was 50 million. Maybe they got 1%. Maybe. I doubt it. How fast is this going? It's been, what, almost a year now? Let's Google that. How many illegals did we deport? Over 2 million. Out of the what? Oh. Well, how many were estimated? How many, so we got 2 million. How many illegals came in under Biden? 7.3, 10 million, 5.4, 7.3. I would argue, off of all the stuff that I've seen, it's way more than that. 6.7, numbers are all different. Yeah, bullshit, they lie. I would argue at least 10 million. Fuck, I would probably say at least 20 million. So they got, let's say it's 20 million. Maybe they got 10% out in a year. If these numbers are all right. I don't think any of these numbers are right, but how are they going to do it? 100 million? You think they're going to put, do you think they have 100 million sets of handcuffs? Do you think, how many police officers are in the USA? Approximately 1.28 million. How many times a day do you see a police officer? If you do at all. They gotta see you to get you, right? Sometimes. I'm just saying, like, these 1.28 million, I would argue a quarter of these people would probably be like, you know what? If there was a little action to take action, I bet a quarter of these people would do it. And then you'd only have, what, 800,000? And if everybody were to say, nah, go fuck yourself, and, you know, I know it's illegal, but, you know, do a little bit of fleeing, eluding, making it harder in any such type of way, I would argue they'd be like, fuck this. All day long, every single day? All day long, Donkey Kong, every single day. they're going to have to go at 12-hour shifts, whatever they pull, all day long, fighting people. And people that they generally like and respect, most cases, because they know that, hey, that's a fellow American. I would imagine. I mean, how much money did we send out of the country in 2025? 65 billion? Oh, estimated. You know, there's not a concrete number. Why? Because you gotta be able to fudge this a little bit, you know, when shit actually gets counted. 65 to 71, that's an extra $6 billion. We're just, could be. That is 10% of what they collected, they sent away. So is America being taxed 10% from the rest of the world? Could be. And they're just like, hey, fuck it, we'll just trickle down to the people. Charge them an extra 10%. We have budgets that we have to uphold. Fuck them. Who cares what they got? Have you paid more money in taxes since... I've only been paying since 2013. Have you been paying more since 2013? You best bet your sweet ass you have. My house tax went up 360%. I'm going to get a letter here soon. One, telling me how much I owe this next year, which will be probably up another fucking 100%. And two, that I didn't pay last year's. What do you think I'm going to do when they send somebody with a gun to my house to tell me, hey, you didn't pay this extortion fee, so you got to get the fuck out? I'll be like, I'm good with the establishment that I'm purchasing the house from. What fee? What extortion fee are you talking about? Oh, tax. Huh. It's a little weird. And I'll give them a proposition. Hey, you know, who sent you? The state did. I'm just following orders, all the bullshit they give you every day. I'm from the state, I'm here to help. Oh, I'm just following orders. Okay? Well, how about we handle this like men? They'll be like, what do you have in mind, sir? Before they will probably either start beating the shit out of me beforehand and or listen. Probably the latter, because generally most of them don't want to have a hard time. And they'll hear you out. Most of the time, at least in my subjective experience with them. So if they do the latter and listen, I'll say, hey, whatever you do to me, I'm going to do to you. Probably fuck them up a little bit. They'll be on guard at that point. They'll be like, sir, what do you mean? And I'm going to be like, well, you touch me, I'ma touch you. Simple, easy. Huh. Something to think about. Because when the state sends somebody with a firearm over to your house, why do they do that? To project fear. Okay? What is the number one way to make somebody do something, in my opinion, is objectively either fear or pleasure. People generally try to avoid fear and seek pleasure. Avoid fear. So, I'm going to be like, I'm going to give them the good old what they give to me when I'm on a traffic stop. You don't touch yours, I don't touch mine. Seems pretty reasonable, right? Why would somebody send somebody else to project violence onto them? Because there's only really, everybody knows this, there's only really a couple of different ways you could go about it. It's either conform. Generally, that's the best way of going about things, because then it's least likely for you and others in that situation to get injured. Give me 1 second. Knock it off. Second option is fight. Generally, people get hurt. And then the third is flee. Conform, fight, or flight. really three options you got with them. I don't know. They can't send us all in jail. So 10% of everything. Wait, what is this? Oh, how many dollars? And then they throw the whole budget up there to help Americans. You know that's true because the Somalians got a lot of help with their daycare centers, right? Immigrants, one of the two. I can't remember. I don't know. Just thinking out loud here. How many police? Okay, yep. Taxes. 16th Amendment ratified in 1913 granted Congress the authority to levy income taxes, marking a significant development in the U.S. tax system. Everybody just sat and took it. And where are we at now? You, yes you, whoever's watching this video, is taxed more than 50% of your income. And if you think I'm a dumbass, well, normal person. Gotta throw that out there. Some people know how, like billionaires, millionaires, whatever, know how to work the tax system or have a very intelligent person that knows the ins and outs. So, most working class people are taxed over 50%. And if you're making a little bit of money, like let's say in or around or a little bit above the 100,000, I know you're about 37, 40% somewhere in there for income tax. And you have property tax, you have permits, fees, licenses, you have this beautiful thing, capital gains tax, you have this other beautiful thing called, I had a brain fart, I apologize, capital gains, sales tax, yeah. Yeah, usually about 8%. So anything that you buy, there's another 8 on top of that 47 or whatever. You're over half, bud. Promise. Or cis, or whoever's watching this. Gender neutral, non-binary, hermaphrodite, who cares? Whatever the hell you are. I don't discriminate. Don't really care. As long as you don't project things onto me. Really, with anybody. But what I'm trying to get at here is if we let this go on, I don't know the exact numbers of how much they were taxed. This was first started pretty much like near and around World War I to try to finance the whole war through the American people. Now, why couldn't they have done that in other ways? Because we're slaves. Okay? They don't care about us. If you think they give one fuck about you, delusional. How do you know that, Mr. Cheeks? Look at I've only been alive for 30 years, and really have only been able to pay attention for the last 15 or so, but go back 3 decades and look at everything and how much it's negatively affected the normal American. And then you'll come to the same conclusion that I have, that they don't have your best interest in mind. A leader makes decisions based on the betterment of everybody they lead. That is not happening here in any way, in any decision I've ever seen. Did Obamacare help you out? If you didn't have insurance and you got an extra fee for not having insurance? Because maybe you were about my age and you were a perfectly healthy individual and didn't need health insurance. 20 years old, 18, 20 years old. Why the fuck do I need health insurance? Fuck out of here. Yeah, that's just one example. There's thousands more. I'm not going to sit here for 7 hours and go over all that BS. But, I read another interesting thing. Was it that one? Oh. Wait. Which includes various I read one of these that said that they were going to increase the taxes. That's probably true. Who knows? Oh, increased taxes over the next decade. This spending reflects the president's budget, 4.9 trillion in new or increased taxes over the next decade. Yeah. Okay. But it'll help you with various social programs and defense initiatives. It's going to help you. Not them. It's going to help you. And what are we going to do? We're just going to sit here, lay down, and fucking take it. That's what I see happening. See, there's like, I guess you'll say like doers. I don't really know, like people that take action and people that don't. And I think like, because of the way my mind is, I'm willing to take some fucking action. I feel like I've seen about everything I need to see in this world. I've seen some good things, I've seen some pretty ugly things. And I think I'm at peace. You know. Especially, like, the projection and trajectory in which we are going. Like, I was born in 94. That would put me at 6 years old in the end of the 90s. I still remember those times, or even, you know, the 2000 to 2005 era, somewhere in there. Those were pretty decent times, in my opinion. That was the best time I've ever seen in my life, because it was, you know, I was the youngest I've ever been. I asked my mom about all those times to get information. I've asked family members about those times to get more information. All of them told me it was relatively decent. And then, like, you fast forward to where we are now. And then I asked people about what they think about the times right now. And they say this shit is fucking bad. Every one of them. Every one of them. Talk to people that are a little more successful. Maybe a couple people that are a little less successful or fortunate. You know, whatever the case might be. All of them tell me the same thing. It's bad. So, I'm sure that the majority of people probably watching this would agree with me if they think, hey, I don't want to work 70 hours a week to live in a crap hole. Right? Okay. So, to stop that, the process would be to unite. And to be, hey, I'm not doing this shit no more. What's the definition of crazy? To do something over and over and over and over again and expect different results, right? So why would you sit here for the next decade and do this over and over and over and over again? You will get different results, by the way. They'll be way more negative than what they are now, based on previous data and current trajectories, charts, stats, whatever the fuck you want to call them. It'll do nothing but get worse. Why? Because every time there's a change in government or somebody else gets in, you know, then accountability can go to them, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And why do you think they want to change leadership every 4 years? I don't know. Maybe they're like, oh, now we can really screw them, you know? Oh, now we can really screw them. Oh, now we can really screw them. And the greed that has gone on has been so astronomically, monumentally unfathomable, in my opinion. It's insane. You get the sodas or whatever, they get smaller and more expensive. Or they'll keep them the same size and double them in price within a year. I don't know. Something like that. I mean, that's pretty much about everything. Quality goes down. You gotta buy another one. So instead of like a tool or whatever, you gotta buy 2 of them because you know the first one's gonna freaking break. I don't know, man. So it's just wild. It's just wild. We seriously, if we want, and I'm not saying that this is going to make us better or worse, but what we're doing right now isn't working. You know what I mean? I'm watching these young fellers, 18, 25 years old, anywhere in between there. It ain't good. Like, they gotta take Ubers everywhere they go. Not only because, look, one of them told me, I asked him if he had a driver's license. He said no. I'm like, okay, why not? He said, what's the point? I'm like, well, elaborate, because I don't know. He's like, it is impossible for me to get a car. Based on my finances, this scam-ass, FICO credit score bullshit they got. Oh, you don't have enough credit yet. Wait another 10 years to build it, and then maybe you can come back and put a 90% down payment and get fucked for 15% APR on it. And I'm like, makes sense. Makes sense. So he doesn't even want to go get a license because he knows he'll never be able to finance the car or be able to get the car. And then he tells me, I live in a motel, I go to work, and then I go back to the motel, and I just have a cell phone. Because they got internet, and then I just buy food. Because that's the cheapest way of going about things, and I don't have to put a security deposit, last month's rent, blah, 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 on this apartment that's an impossible, and they want like $8,000 just to move in a freaking cockroach fest. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah. So that's how our young people are most likely doing, if they're not out scamming. A lot of people look bad upon them because they're scalping for graphics cards, RAM, Pokemon cards, shoes. Well, they gotta make it. I'm not mad at them. You know what I mean? Because I know how bad it is out here. And if they want to live decently comfortable and not check their phone every single time they swipe their debit card, are you hating on them for that? They gotta do something. And I guarantee they're working a job too. Probably 2 of them. On top of that. And who's profiting? The mega corporations are. The U.S. federal government or Federal Reserve or whoever, controls all the money and interest rates and whatever, is that person that's producing the goods and services benefiting? No. Mental health? What? No. They're not having a bad time. Come on. Just something to think about. Because I've thought of 100 different ways and thought about who it would negatively and positively affect. And then, you got to do some math or something. But if you're going to benefit the majority of the people, and let's say you benefit them for 1 year, let's say it's 200 million, that's 200 million years of experience that is more positive than negative. Even if it fucks off like the 2% or whatever. Still having a better outcome for a lot more, right? There is no, I don't believe any such thing as something that is a 100% win-win mutualistic relationship between everybody to where everybody wins 100% of the time. Somebody's got to lose. For every positive, there's a negative. It's like yin and yang, baby. Every action, there is a reaction. There's no such thing as a free lunch. That being said, in conclusion, I think all of us should come together and tell our leaders, fuck you. Start off with that. See where it goes. Not paying taxes, no. Nope. What's the worst they're gonna do? A couple of us probably are gonna have to go to jail. I'll volunteer. I'll take up a spot for, so somebody else doesn't have to. Don't make a fuck to me. I've been to jail a couple times. It ain't nothing but a thing. It really isn't. Sit there, get my 3 hots in a cot, chop it up, get a little muscle build or whatever, work out, maybe get a little bit of weight on my ass. Who knows? Cool. Now, I'm sure there's a good bit of people that will. Like myself. Cockroaches will be willing to go fill up a couple spots. Shit, if you get 20,000 of them, well, fuck, they only got a little bit left, or how many ever. Just saying. I will go suffer, so my future generation doesn't have to. Hey, it ain't that bad in here. No, we're not biting, okay? See, we're not. We're gonna be good dogs. Yeah, you fiend. But I'm gonna get off of here. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see y'all on the next one.